Dark streets ahead. So, have you guys ever heard of Community, aka the show that Dan Harmon made before Rick and Morty? Well, it's a sitcom about a community college study group that was really good for 3 seasons. Then they fired Dan Harmon and it got really bad. Then they brought him back and it got really okay. Well, I wanted to talk about one character in particular on the show, and that character is Abed Nadir. Believe it or not, I actually went to community college. I mean, what else was I going to do with my life after high school? And it was pretty cool. The campus was small, the classes were nice, and Project M110 was pretty neat as well. Oh, Project M110, by the way, was this government experiment I was forced to participate in. Basically, I was locked in a room for an extended period of time and forced to learn what boys love anime is. It was pretty neat. It kind of devolved into a Lord of the Flies type situation where I became the third most powerful person in a 4-person ruling party. So yeah, pretty fun overall. Oh, and also, I got to see this one time. Yeah, that's right. I bet you didn't get to go to school with Deadpool and a furry. I'm pretty special. Wait, what was I talking about? Oh, right. Community. So Community basically shows community colleges as places where people can grow, mingle, and be at the whim of a psychotic Spanish teacher, which are all things I got to experience firsthand when I was in community college too. So that's pretty great. And a lot of the mingling took place within a study group within the show. And there's one character within that study group, who I mentioned earlier, called Abed Nadir. And Abed is a young guy with autism. He uses film and storytelling tropes to understand the emotions of people around him. So he is, basically the best character to ever exist in any piece of media. And if you try to say anything to the contrary, I will set you on fire. So do keep that in mind. So generally speaking, autism has a bit of a mixed track record in media. I mean, we've come a long way since the days of Rain Man, but there are still shows that feel sort of like walking DSM-5 entries. I'm looking at you, Atypical. I'm looking at you. But Community never felt like that. Abed was always presented as a character who just so happened to have autism. Sure, it influenced a lot of the things he did, but it was never his entire character. He always felt very three-dimensional and like a real person, and I think that's just so important. And heck, even his tendency to use media tropes to explain social situations was something I found really relatable. It's something I tend to do a lot. I mean, not out loud anymore, because the last time I did that, I almost got nominated for an Emmy, and oof, that is not a fun experience. But still, I think you get what I mean. Oh, also, before we get to the conclusion, since this video is turning out to be a bit short, I just wanted to include some photos and videos that I couldn't really figure out where else to include. So enjoy! So this was written outside the Q building, which was this building where all the math classes were held, but it was like a 15-minute walk from the rest of campus, and it was super, super hot outside, so it was a real pain to get there, and I just thought that chalk was really cute. So, oh, and next we have this motivational coffee. The coffee tasted pretty bad, but, the sentiment was appreciated. So, oh, and here's some puppies that I saw on campus once. Just to please the YouTube algorithm. So I think what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it can be good to form an emotional bond with a character, like I did with Abed. Sometimes we just get so wrapped up in ourselves that we lose the ability to look at our own actions objectively. But when there's a character on the screen who's like us, we can look at them from a distance and maybe realize that some of their flaws are also our flaws, and we might be able to grow alongside them, and I think that's really important. No matter what, stay safe, and as Abed would say, stay cool, cool, cool. Goodbye. I'm going back in the closet.